us here for RangerStop 7! My name is Steve, and I am honored to be the panel host for these wonderful, wonderful actors here who have been part of all of our childhoods, all of our adulthoods. And they're all here. Let's go down the line, starting with Rocky himself, Steve Cardenas.
What's up?
And continuing on with Rocky himself.
I curtsy, but I'm already
That'll be Rocky in the house right there. And star of Three Ninjas High Noon on Mega Mountain. That's pretty cool. And just saying that title is awesome.
It's nice.
It's a good thing.
But it's like a ninja film?
It's a Western ninja film. And Hulk Hogan was in it, brother.
Yeah. Orlando's own, right?
Yeah, Tampa, I guess. It doesn't really matter.
Tampa.
We don't really claim Tampa. We're not claiming the monster here.
Give him another 2 years.
All right, guys. And what would Angel Grove be without someone to terrorize the neighborhood?
No, it's time to cook your earth. Tricked you, right?
Greatest escape. We're prototype of teenager republic.
And then the big man, Walter Joe. He's gonna give us some of the hip hop keto a little bit later.
Yeah.
You gotta pay extra for that, though.
It's nice of you to volunteer him for that.
To the VIP party, there might be a Walter Jones hip hop keto dance off.
Hip hop keto, that's what it's all about.
Last year Yoshi won the crown of official hip hop keto, but we'll see if there's any other contestants.
Awesome.
That's it. Hey guys, give it up for Karen Ashley. And the lovely and talented Pink Ranger, 3 different Pink Ranger costumes even over those times. Catherine Sutherland, everybody. Well, we are glad you're here. I'm glad that you guys are all with us here today. What it's going to be, we're going to have some questions during this panel, of course, which we always do. So if you do have questions, Dane over here is going to be there to field those questions and help you out. So if you guys want to line up down that side wall over there for questions, you're welcome to do that. But in the meantime, let's just get started with talking to our friends here. Glad to have you guys here. We might have some more join us throughout the day, which is nice too, because Angel Grove is a big place with a lot of stuff. Let's start with you, Mike. So yeah, we'll go
First,
we'll go chronologically as if Master Lyle had reversed time. So go chronologically there. So Mike, if you wouldn't mind telling the audience, what was it like? First of all, as a child actor, you're on this show. You're brought in. You and 5 others are brought in to be Power Rangers. And how did it feel? And how did your classmates respond to that as a child actor? If you don't mind, it's kind of a weird question, I know.
No, it's a great question. I think I have a very unique experience when it comes to Power Rangers because I feel like my age bracket is where they were marketing Power Rangers too super heavy at that time. And so Power Rangers was the biggest thing in the world when I was auditioning for Power Rangers. And to be on that command center at 11 years old when Power Rangers was the biggest thing in the world, it was overwhelming. And being an 11-year-old trying to be professional and not press all the buttons, and trying not to annoy these guys because they're all seasoned professionals at that point. Just trying not to make a complete fool of myself. It was awesome. It was overwhelming. When it comes to going back to school after that, it was a pretty unique experience as well.
I didn't want to go back, right?
Yeah, who wants to go back to school? That school? That was just pretend school.
Dude, we saw you on TV!
Exactly. And so, being the most popular kid in school to the grades 2 below you, but not so popular
to your
grades
friends,
2 above.
maybe
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
it's a good razing for a while, but it was a lot of fun. Like I said, it was a pretty unique experience. So
I assume the same happened with Three Ninjas then.
yeah, well, exactly the same thing with Three Ninjas. With Three Ninjas, we went from Power Rangers, and then I grew into Three Ninjas, and it was the same thing. I mean, I got to, at the age of 15, I got to do 2 separate productions where they closed down entire theme parks for me, which is a weird thing to have as a 15-year-old. They closed down Raging Water parks for us, and then they closed down Elitch Gardens in Denver.
No, that's just San Dimas, man.
He's like, that doesn't even count.
That was going to close down anyway.
Yeah.
True. All those lawsuits, I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's move along. We'll keep the chronology going, kind of, and that's where I bring you into the picture, Walter. How you doing? Love your necklaces. Very, very cool. So, you guys, these are available for purchase at multi-state. We got the Mastodon and the Black Rangers, so very cool. Oh, he's got the bling, bling, bling right there. That's why they call you the Mastodon.
Walter has those available at his table, by the way.
We got you right here. So, Walter, you on the panel here were the first to become a Power Ranger, both in terms of us knowing the Power Rangers, but as an actor on the show. Back then, it was a lot different, wasn't it, than what we might imagine? How did the audition go?
The audition process for me was like, I walked in and I did a scene. Did a scene with the casting director. And I was already an actor. I've been doing a lot of theater, been training, had a degree in musical theater. And anyway, they asked me, so after I did my scene, they said, so can you dance? And I said, yeah. They said, can you show me something? So I really yeah. And they said, can you do any martial arts? I said, yeah. So I did a little kata, did some punches, some kicks. I said, can you do any flips? I said, there's not a lot of space here, but I can do a backflip. Did a backflip, landed it. They were like, that was great. Now, can you put it all together? Okay, all right. I can do that. So I worked it out. Did some hip hop keto and created hip hop keto.
Was it right there on the
Did
spot?
hip hop, did some martial arts, did a backflip and bowed out, and they were like, that was great. Can you come back tomorrow? So about 2 weeks later, after doing all that and having to continuously do it, I became the original Black Ranger.
Nice. And like any television show would, as it progresses and goes on, the cast changes from time to time, and we've had some people, and that's where we were lucky enough to have Karen and Carla and Steve and Catherine all come in at that point. But we'll go with you, Karen, and Steve, you can answer this one at the same time. Well, not at the same time.
I don't answer the questions.
Oh, well, there you go. Steve's gonna look good. Yeah. And he's rocking. Yeah. Awesome. So it's on now, so that's good. So, but you guys came in the picture. I remember as a younger person that they had auditions for. They were auditioning for the White Ranger. They said on television because they didn't want to say that people were leaving the show. So they said we're auditioning for the White Ranger, which of course was Jason Frank. If you didn't know that, you're probably in the wrong place.
I like that episode.
You're gonna get there. Lots of time for that.
It's been 27 years.
No, that's it. But you guys came in. How was that for you? Did you go to those big open casting calls that you heard about on TV?
Yeah, I mean, we went to we went to an open casting call in Dallas. Me, Johnny, and Steve. Crazy enough, all in the same city, all went to the Dallas casting. We didn't know until later that they had cast. They were looking for people in New York and Orlando and Atlanta and pretty much everywhere. They did a nationwide search. But we showed up and literally it was like a line of people wrapped around the building. And I remember waiting a few hours just to get in. And I remember going into the audition and you literally had 30 seconds to leave an impression. And she was kind of like, okay, say this line. We had like a little monologue that we said. And then you had to either be a dancer, martial artist, or a gymnast. And she said, okay, dance. And I was like, I thought, okay, well, I have my music. She goes, no, we don't. Yeah, she said, we don't have a radio, just dance. And so it was like, I saw a couple of people before me where that kind of threw them off. And I was like, well, I guess you just got to do it, you know? Yeah. And so I just did a dance. And then she kind of looked and she was like, okay. She said, can you come back later this afternoon? And that couple thousand turned into like about 100 people. We still were like, there was still like 100 people against us. That time they actually had music. They let us play our music and we actually got to be filmed and they sent the auditions to producers. And then probably like 3 days later, they called us and said, can you fly out tomorrow? And we're gonna fly you. And we went and I just remember we were there and it went from like 100 to like 15. Now it's like 15 people from all over the country. And we auditioned quite a few times. Like we went in, did our thing, and then they put us in groups and they put us together. They put me, Johnny, and Steve together. And we went in as a group and we actually got to see each other audition, which was very cool. And then they mixed us up and put us in another group and they ended up going with us. And
Yeah.
they put us all in a room. They were like, okay, you got it. We were like, yeah. We were like crying and happy. And then I heard someone crying, and there was a girl that didn't get it. We were like, they were all in the same room. And we just were like, oh,
They
dang.
were looking at you like this. I hate you.
They tricked us though. They tricked us because when they picked the three of us, they said, "Oh, you guys have to come back tomorrow and try out again from the three people we picked from California." And I was like, "Oh man, we gotta audition."
I know, we were
Dang it, when is this gonna
exhausted.
end? And then when we got there, like, "Oh, we're just kidding. There's nobody from California. You guys are the new Rangers." And I'm like, "Oh, and by the way, we gotta start filming right away. So you can't go home." So we lived in Dallas. They said, "You can't go home. Just can you have your clothes shipped here?" So we had to have all of our clothes shipped here. I had mine shipped in a trash bag. You had your car shipped there, right? You put your car on the train and like shipped it over. And yeah, that was crazy. They're like, "Yeah, so we're gonna film for like a month and a half, and then we're gonna shut production down, and you guys going to Australia to do a movie." And I was like,
What?
in this
Welcome
4
aboard.
days, like,
Yeah.
I can't even believe it.
I just got my clothes in a trash.
Yeah, right. I got my clothes in a trash bag, just like, on my way over, on the way over there.
Literally, like our whole life changed in a matter of 4 days.
It was the craziest
4
thing.
days.
And we were just like, and I mean, we lived in a hotel like for a month, and then we kind of got like, it was just all bananas, but it was an adventure.
It's a good adventure though.
Yeah,
It's a good story.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, right back to you. Yeah, Carla, I guess you come next at that point. You know?
I'm okay, I think.
Catherine's a real trooper, guys.
She hit her head.
Catherine, yeah.
I hit my head
Yeah.
really
She forgot to wear a helmet when she was making an entrance.
This happened a few minutes before you all came in, yeah, but she's we got some Advil and stuff in here, I guess. It's a plug for Advil, yeah. Yeah, that's great, yeah. If you need anything, let me know.
I'll take you to the hospital,
Yes, we
Catherine.
have a doctor here.
Catherine needs mouth to mouth, and he volunteers. Back it up,
This is
boys.
not the place I asked for
Good show, guys, good show.
Oh my gosh.
You still got it, girl. You still got it.
You guys know it's a dark day when Steve Cardenas reminds us it's a kid's show.
Yeah.
Let's go over here. We're going to talk to Carla for a second because Carla, as you guys know, played Rita Repulsa. Give it up. And Carla, you came in because, we had several people in the Rita role. There was Machiko Soga, was it? Yeah, from Japan, which was most of the footage. And then Barbara Goodson was the voice of Rita. But then it came time to film new footage for America, and it was you.
Yes.
So what was that like? Did they bring you in as a lot of people as well?
Oh no, my story's let me get that. My story's a little different. Actually, I was auditioning for a movie that Shique, the director at the time, producer, was going to film, and I went in as a martial artist, a female martial artist. I guess she was like the lead or something. I can't even remember. It's been so long. Because at the time I was in Taekwondo. So I went to the audition and I showed him my stuff, did my Taekwondo moves, and I was all excited. And he showed so much interest. He's like, "Oh wow, I like that. Can you do like a roundhouse kick?" So I did my roundhouse kick because that's really good. And so he said, "I'm going to call your agent." And normally they don't talk to you about that. So I was like, "I don't know, maybe I got the role." So I just went home. My agent called me, and I go, "What happened?" She says, "Oh, you didn't get the role." I'm like, "What?"
Just like that.
And he goes, "No, but they want you to come in because the director has a show he's doing, and he thinks you're perfect for it, but they want you to do a screen test." So I was like, "What is a screen test?" So I found out later they used to do that back in the 60s. Screen test, you could actually do the character, and they want to see you on film. So that's what I did. And that day, I watched this cranky old lady, getting mad at all these kids in spandex. He said, "Yes, you'd be perfect. And you look very similar to her. I just want to know, what can you bring to the table? Because she's going to become a little different." And because he was saying, put a little more youthfulness into her.
Yeah.
So I did the whole thing. They put the makeup, but at first they put prosthetics on me to make me look older.
Oh yeah.
They did the makeup, the outfit, and everything, and I did my rendition, and I made her a little more funny because she was younger. And they liked it, so he said, oh, well, if you want the role, you have it. I said, yes, absolutely. So I got over the cranky old lady thing. It was a lot of fun.
And I'm glad, yeah, I think having Rita back on the show was a lot of fun for everybody.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Absolutely.
And last but certainly not least, before we go to the questions, Catherine,
Yes.
you feeling okay?
Yes.
Excellent, I'm glad to hear. So as far as this panel, well, except for Michael there, you were the last original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger to join the team. So was that another thing? When Amy Jo was talking about leaving, and it was nice that she had that arc to exit the show that was, you know, where everybody was present for it. So that was cool to get to play that as you come into the show. So what was your audition like?
Well, it wasn't airing in Australia yet. The show hadn't started playing there, so I was just told it was a American children's show, and I wasn't told I was replacing anybody or anything like that. It was just an addition to the cast, like a series regular role. So I was excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I got it, I get to live in America. That's my dream. And so the audition, I did a scene, and then I did a martial arts routine, and then my third callback was with Shique. And he called me himself 2 weeks later to tell me, how do you feel about moving to Hollywood? And I was like, oh my gosh. So in my contract, it actually said if the fans did not accept me, that I would be going back to Australia.
No pressure.
That was brutal. It was brutal.
They didn't care.
No.
That's Hollywood though, right? I guess.
Yeah.
You're not testing while
No,
you're
that's the
Yeah.
bad.
So
They
what?
usually let you know that.
Yes.
But they don't tell you that.
But it was fun, you know, I was really happy they gave Amy Jo a good exit.
Yeah.
They didn't do that with other characters.
Right.
But it was
Some
good
people
that they,
go
yeah, some people stay in Africa and you never get to see them again. Peace conference, yeah. So,
Steve, how's Rocky's back doing down
They always come up with creative ways to get rid of us.
that was the most ridiculous thing, how he just flies out of the... He left out of the wrestling ring.
It's very talented.
Just wanted to bring that.
Yeah, but I saw like this meme one time where it's like, you know, Rocky fell out of the ring, hurt his back, but then there was one of that little guy that was in Turbo that could heal everybody. It's like, what did you do?
Free the whole kid.
I never even thought about it. Now I'm never going to think of anything else. Yeah, that's how it is. Well, guys, Dane over here has some questions. It looks like we have a young fan right there. We'll start with that, I suppose.
Hello. What's up, buddy?
My name is Leo, and I have a pet named Morphin. Do you all have any pets?
That's a good question, yeah.
I have a dog that Karen really loves.
Karen really loves?
You guys probably, I don't know if you've seen her pictures of, she always inserts herself into, when Nikki and I are together, Karen will like put her, Photoshop herself in. And so she likes to send me pictures of her face on my dog.
Only because
She loves her dog more than she loves any of us. Like, this dog is like God, Odie, her kids, and then the rest of us. My furry child, yes. So I have a dog.
I get more pictures of Odie than her real kids.
That's not true.
I had a plant, but I forgot to water it. I figured if I can't take care of a plant, I better not have any pets.
Good call, man. Good call.
I don't have any pets because we travel so much. I feel like that would just be terrible if I left my dog all the time or my cat. I wish I had a dog though, I really do.
Same thing. I can't have a dog or a cat. I love dogs. We love to have a dog. So I have a snake.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I got a snake called Kodak. Yeah, I got a snake.
He's only got to eat once a week, right?
Yeah, they eat once a week, and they don't need you to touch him all the time. So I come over, what's up, Kodak? What is it? It is a, I forgot.
What's his name?
It's a king snake.
What was the next?
King snake. What's that?
What was the next snake's name?
Kodak.
Kodak.
Yeah, my kid's named him. So I was like, we need a pet. We can have a snake.
have a dog, his name is Bruno. He's a little stray dog we found, we kept him. And then I have a cat named Coconut, cat, but now he's getting seizures, he's getting old. So hopefully he doesn't leave anytime soon. And then I have a lot of wild animals. I have a jackrabbit that comes in, we feed him. And then there's coyotes, but I don't like the coyotes. A bunch of hawks come around, condors. Some really crazy animals.
Where do you live? San Dimas.
Kinda. It's a place called Lake Matthews out in Southern California. A lot of wildlife.
If you follow me on Instagram, you already know that I'm absolutely in love with my new puppy. He's a husky German Shepherd hybrid, and his name's Bodie. And I miss him like right now. Is that weird? Like I feel it in my heart. I don't know.
It would be weird if you didn't miss him right now.
I'm like, what is he doing? Send me pictures. I've been texting my wife.
Great question, man.
That was a great
Good
question,
question,
man.
Thank you for asking.
Austin St. John is in the house. It's now officially Morphin time.
His man is right.
Did you just wake up?
Yes.
You look sleepy.
Thanks.
Do you know what it's like to have amazing friends? They call you out, they just drop it like that. You see how it is? That's love right there. That's love. That's love. I love you too. Okay, just so you know. Oh, this girl right later.
Oh, Liam asked if you had pets. Do you have kids? You've got 3.
I do. They're called children. So I have 3 kids. Connor and Jackson and Kate. What?
Pets.
Yeah, I know. They're pets. I have to feed them, water them, and let them poop. So I also have 3 great big dogs. 2 of them are Great Pyrenees. You guys know what Great Pyrenees are? They're bigger than my actual pets. They're enormous. I have a big fish tank. I called them chia pets. They're not chia pets. They were not hamsters.
Guinea pigs.
No, guinea pigs. Guinea pigs. Yeah. Fruit flies, nastiness. No, they had to go. So they went to a farm, and they're better now.
This is not a Halloween-related question. What is your all-time favorite movie?
I like these kids. I'm glad we finally get questions we never get asked. Go ahead.
Oh.
That's a hard question.
Well, you gotta get categories or something. You have a category?
Actually, I know.
She's like, 500 million movies ever made. Which one?
Mine is
Top of
3
your head.
Ninjas, Trouble at Magic Mountain, or what's it Oh, High Noon and Mega Mountain.
God, that better be the name now. If you guys do fan art, can you please send me High Noon at Trouble at
Magic
Mountain?
Mountain. 3 Ninjas, Trouble at Magic Mountain.
So Netflix original.
Mine is
Netflix.
Hey, I can't get it right. We're not tall enough to write the right.
Mine is The Cell, where Catherine Sutherland was in the cell with Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, she was being tortured. You remember that? That was Cat. Ooh, The Cell. That's my favorite movie.
All right, I have one. I just released a film November 5th. It's called A Walk with Grace. It's a romantic comedy, and you can pick it up on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, I just mentioned my dog Bodie is named after Point Break, so I kind of have to say Point Break is one of my favorite movies, I think.
Talked
So,
about that one time. We were like talking about you were breaking down like the Patrick Swayze performance. We were like, oh, listen what he did.
Oh, yeah,
This is so smart.
I get-
This is so,
I get
so
a little-
subtle. Nobody even realizes how cool he is. You know?
what, I'm talking to you about that?
You weren't talking to me about it. You were talking to everybody
Oh,
about
apparently.
it.
Jesus, how did you know?
Instagram story.
I get a little nuts with acting and performance. I'm sorry, I'm told nerd. This is what it is.
I think one of my favorite movies, and I like a lot of movies, but one of my favorites is Forrest Gump.
Black Panther.
Oh, Black Panther. I
just watched, I love 80s movies, and I just watched Can't Buy Me Love Again. That's like a classic.
I like that one. I see Pretty Women.
Pretty Woman.
Every time it comes on,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Certain movies.
The whole thing.
All right, guys, how many of you just cried during Pretty Woman?
What?
I've never seen it. I can't
Well,
believe
you
that.
say The Notebook, and then we'll all cry. I cry like a
It's one of those. Nobody's watched like Golden Lining Playbook?
The Notebook is like.
Silver Lining Playbook.
Golden light.
And Magic Malcolm, man. Magic Malcolm she's a murdered one too.
Old Ranger Cookbook, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Good question.
That was a good question, little man.
Yeah, good question.
My question's for both halves of Rocky. What's the biggest piece of advice that you, Steve, gave to Mike when he came on the show, whether it be like real life, acting, martial arts, whatever?
What advice did you give me?
Biggest piece of advice.
I gave him advice and I said, you should probably lose that ponytail because Rocky would know he kept the big ponytail in the picture. You had a choice?
Is that a theatrical
Yeah,
choice?
theatrical.
Yeah, I'm very method, and I just saw you like as a youthful.
No, as a kid, you had a big ponytail on the back.
The funny thing about like I've had long hair my entire childhood, and my dad made me keep it because he was basically he's like, they can cut your hair any way you want, and every part that I got they just kept it. I think it just stopped me from getting parts, honestly. But I thought you looked good with the ponytail. I'm not gonna lie. You should
Rocky
cosplay me
still
next
had
time.
a
I'm
mullet.
cosplay you. Big mullet. Yeah. Good question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait for it.
Here it comes.
Hi, my name is D'Artagnan Petrick, and I was wondering, do Angel Grove citizens have to worry about rent because of all the destruction?
Rent.
The
They never increase the rent.
Do you know what it is? It's not rent. It's a rebuilding fee. Because we destroy the city every day and rebuild that, you know what, overnight. It's incredible.
Because I remember,
Hey, look, there's one of the putties showing up right now.
There he is.
Hey, for the seat.
By the way, D'Artagnan, are you named after one of the Three Musketeers?
Yes, I am.
Your mom's awesome, by the way.
What were the other ones? Portos? What were their names?
Athos and Aramis.
Yeah.
Wow, just take one to think about that.
Look at this bag.
Portos in Agos.
He's like,
Agos.
I got something to say.
I don't have a cool name, so.
Oh, the pink.
But you're a mom, and that makes you a superhero.
He wants to talk.
That's how I feel right now, too.
So I wanted to ask, I used to watch Power Rangers when I was a kid, and now, unfortunately, I have kids. I started watching Power Rangers and absolutely love it. So I wanted to ask how it makes you guys feel to know that you created something that's expanded across generations, that is still being enjoyed today.
Go, Walter, you got a good answer.
You know what?
Walter's got a sentimental one.
Let's put it in your field. This is your little boy?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He'll be a year at the end of the month.
So you just created something amazing, and you're gonna enjoy it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
How is it I did something good and I feel like I just got accused of a crime?
You know, it does. It is amazing the fact that we've touched the hearts of 3 generations, which is amazing. I had a gentleman come to me and go, "Hey, thank you for creating something I can sit down and watch with my son," and that made me feel like, man, that's so cool. You know, it's so cool that that the show came out in the 90s, and it came out at a time where we needed more diversity in television, and the diversity that was shown in the show was super positive, and it affected people. I think it you know, they say if you drop something in water, it creates ripples, and ripples continue to go. Like, we have ripples around the world positive ripples, and to have been part of something that amazing is, we feel blessed. Jackson.
I'm gonna give you another piece of advice. Is this your oldest?
No.
How many do you have?
I've got 2 and my nephew.
2 and that's fine. 2 and my nephew. Here's the sweet spot. When they're finally potty trained, but not yet in hormones. Cherish those moments, because they're amazing.
That is true.
Oh, man. What is your favorite part about working in the show?
You are.
What's your name?
Patrick?
What up, Pat?
What's your favorite part about working?
Pat, what up, Pat?
Hey yo, we were cute like that once, you remember that? Or maybe you were.
My favorite part about working in the show is the fact that we have amazing fans like you, and you put a smile on our face every time we meet people like you. So it's awesome for us to be able to just be nice. You know, like if I see you and I go, give me a high five, you walk around like, yeah, I got a high five from Zach. That makes me go, yeah, I gave him a high five. It's cool.
Yeah, he does got a cool point. Just having so many fans this long, you know, that are this fanatic about it, that's the best part. I mean, we could talk about being on TV and traveling places and doing cool stuff, but you guys make it all possible, so.
Amen, yeah. And also, to add to that, one of my favorite parts is that I've got a whole new family because of this show. And it keeps growing and growing, so every season that they add new Power Rangers, I get more brothers and sisters. Yeah, because we really are a family in real life. We all love hanging out and being, you know, picking on each other and dancing to boy band music. we love to actually just make each other laugh. Like if you notice, you'll see us, we're just constantly laughing and having a good time and loving to spend time with all of you.
A couple MMA fights happened. They cast me for the martial arts ability, but by the time I got on set, that was when the whole like parents going nuts about the bullying thing and kids kicking each other in school. So yeah, by the time I actually got on set, they wouldn't let us throw kicks at all. Like we were supposed to have this huge fight scene with the putties, and I was so excited because I wanted to be Jackie Chan when I grew up. And then it turns out that they had to change it all to throwing handballs and tennis balls at each other. And like, I was just so bummed. I got to kick a putty in the calf one time though, so.
Guys, we got about 12 minutes left for this one here, and so we got some great questions so far. This has been great. Not too shabby at all.
What's up, cutie?
I want to know what is your favorite animal?
Hey, favorite animal.
Red Dragon?
I think I have to ditto that.
That's out of social responsibility.
Favorite animal, period.
Okay, period.
If anybody else's heart just explodes.
I know. You said red dragon. Baby kittens.
I probably have to say puppies.
Puppies. Oh my gosh. Parents gonna bring puppies up to her convention for me because when we were in Salt Lake, they had puppies in the green room and I could not leave them alone.
That is not happening. I told her to work it out so Odie could come to stay with her in her hotel room.
They were rescue puppies.
Oh, I know. Yeah, they have rescue puppies sometimes at cons, and it's like, we don't leave them alone.
I got to pet 3 little puppies standing next to Alice Cooper.
Wow.
That was the coolest, weirdest moment I've ever had with a puppy.
Everyone gushes over a puppy. It's like, I don't care who you are. My favorite animal is actually a bear. My mom and all my family used to call me Pooh Bear. They used to call me Pooh Bear, so I've always liked bears. So it was nice to be here. Why? Tell me.
Yes, Carol, just ask her about the explosion, all right? Pooh Bear for a reason.
He's just mad because he was asleep.
He said we were all friends here, friends as each other. It's all this family going on. See you guys at Thanksgiving.
See, what's your favorite animal?
I actually like cats.
The big cats with big teeth or the little itty bitty saber-toothed tiger.
Saber-toothed tiger?
Saber-toothed tigers.
Little kitty
Kids are swordsmen. All of you. Too cute.
You don't know her very well.
Spoken like a true mommy.
What is your favorite power?
Walter Jones.
Making us choose, that's hard.
Do you mean character or costume? So costume. I actually loved the Gold Ranger costume. I thought that was pretty awesome.
That was a pretty cool costume.
I can't top that. Just for the record.
Have you guys seen the new Omega Rangers?
Yeah.
Omega Rangers, Omega Rangers. Yeah, the Omega Rangers in Boom Comics. In Boom Comics, what happened is when Trini, Zach, and Jason left the show to the Peace Treaty. What really happened in the Boom Comics is saying that we became an elite form of Rangers called the Omega Rangers. And the costumes are pretty dope, so I like the Omega Rangers.
Have you seen the artist renditions of King Tyranno? The red and gold hat. So I just started a jewelry line, the first piece I put out, because we never saw any of the Rangers graduate high school. We're supposed to be these exemplary students and iconic role models. Did you graduate? Okay, well.
That's a TV show, wow, fiction.
So, as I was saying, we never saw any of the Rangers graduate except for her. Now I don't have to make one for her. I started a high school graduation ring series. If you go to austinstjohn.biz, I put King Tyranno on the side, which is a red and gold ranger hybrid. It's kind of cool.
Whoa.
So I'm talking with Boom Comics. There may be some cool things coming.
The new Sentai's in Japan, this latest series with the knights motif, those are awesome. If you know anything about me, I love history and I love swords, so those guys are awesome to make.
Sweet! Does the VR Trooper suit count?
Sure.
Why not?
VR! Good job, buddy.
The fact you even referenced the VR Troopers made it worth it, Steve. That's really what it was right there. Give it up for the VR Troopers, everybody.
Was VR Troopers the same? Was that Beetleborgs? Was it the same thing?
No.
No, different one.
Different
Come
one.
on, Austin. I don't learn your Sentai stuff.
Okay.
Way different.
I'll be quiet.
Hi, my name is Danny, and my question is, being the OG Rangers, were you guys the actual ones in the suit during the fights?
We did transitional stuff. We weren't like, in the beginning, what Saban did is he took the Japanese footage that was already existing, and he made an American show by adding American kids to Japanese footage, which is why the show looks so weird, right? It's like, so we were in the suits, we didn't have to fight in the suits, we didn't have to get exploded in the suits, but we did transitional things. And I'm happy about that.
But there was a few reasons for that, though, too. One of the reasons is because we could be filming in the command center while the guys in the helmets, you can't see their face anyway, could also at the same time be filming on the fights so we could get the shows out faster. Because if you remember, the show came on every day, and we needed to crank out episodes really fast. And normally, even when we were working 2 units like that, it would still take about 4 or 5 days to do an entire episode. So at 22 minutes, you saw it would take that. So we'd have to, we'd have to work very quickly, and so that would save a lot of time. And then we'd go in and record those voices later and help us out. Plus, I just speak for myself, but those guys were way better than I could ever be anyway, so they made us look really good, you know what I mean? So the Alpha Stunt team, like, are rock stars, for sure.
Those guys defied gravity. They could get in the air and I swear, stay longer than Michael Jordan. They were incredible. That's where I learned to 540. And I struggled while they made it look easy. It's like, holy cow, those guys are insane. But they all weighed like $150 too.
They're all laughing because they can do it since they were 2 years old. Why can't you do this?
I have super low body fat. They looked at me and I was like, why am I struggling with this? They're like, you're too fat. I was like, I got an 8-pack abs. You're telling me I'm fat?
All right, guys, I think we've got time to get through all 4 people in line. That'll be the end of the questions. Thank you, Dang. You guys are awesome. Go for it.
Recording time.
Yeah, sorry, that's involuntary.
Speaking of pets, I actually adopted a puppy this year and named him Rocky.
It's funny, everybody always tells me, like, oh, I have a dog, I named him after you.
Anyway, so my question is, do you guys think it's time for the show, like when they show new Rangers, maybe have like Ranger characters that are dealing with like mental health, like anxiety?
Covered that in the movie, didn't they? Yeah, in the latest movie, the Blue Ranger is on the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
I think they definitely will start introducing more things that are, more, like things that are, exactly.
Well, they did have the blind master.
I'll tell you what, off of the show, I sit on the board for a charity called autismpower.org. And here in Orlando, I'm creating something called the Hope Festival. And it sits over 7 different charities, one of which is an autism-based charity. Within the spectrum, we're creating something else called Austin and Anthony's Kids, which will deal with all representations of neurologically atypical folks, no matter where you are. Asperger's, autism, epilepsy, seizure disorder, so on and so forth. So start with autismpower.org. Check it out if you have questions. And we're getting ready to do some good stuff.
Hey guys, so I just want to ask, for those of you who had the opportunity, what were some of your favorite memories of Tootie? Did I say her name right?
You did. It's Tweet Train. She was amazing. She was awesome. I think she had beautiful hair. I love her hair. I would just walk up behind her and start playing with her hair. And she loved it. She would go. And yeah, she's just a good person, great soul, wonderful spirit, and we miss her.
You ever meet somebody that just makes you feel warm? That was Steve. I think that's what I miss most. Doesn't matter where or what we were doing, what was going on. She was just that amazing soul. Always. Still is.
Hello there. I'm RJ from Shique and we had a very interesting question for you all. Since it's close to the holidays, what's your favorite holiday memory?
I'm from Australia, so we don't have Thanksgiving obviously there. But it's now become my favorite holiday because I just love that it's about gratitude and not about presents. And when I first moved here, I had a friend that used to invite me to Thanksgiving with her family every year. So my husband and I started that tradition. So we open our home to whoever doesn't have somewhere to go, and it's become more of a Friendsgiving now. Actually, we have 22 people coming this year. If anyone doesn't have somewhere to go, I'll have like 300 people show up. So that is now my favorite.
I'll piggyback off of Kat if you don't mind, because in Los Angeles, especially like as a young adult, a lot of people come from different places to pursue acting or get into theater and dance and all that stuff. So a lot of times in Los Angeles around Thanksgiving time, you have these big Friendsgiving festivals that are always just the most fun things because everybody's families at
It's so
home.
expensive to live there, people can't afford to go.
So you all get together in these and you have basically a Friendsgiving. So those are always so much fun. I miss that moving out of LA. Go to regular Thanksgivings now when I want to go back home.
Kwanzaa, baby. I'm excited.
I think my favorite Halloween memory is just being a kid in Detroit and being going to my grandparents' house every Christmas. All the family would go over to my grandma's house and we have a big dinner and just being around all my uncles and my aunts and my grandmothers and all my cousins and running and jumping off the porch and jumping in the snow. It was like, that was beautiful.
Yeah, Christmas to me is the same thing about family. And when we were growing up, there was like 6 of us kids, so there were just too many kids to get presents. But my favorite part is one year my grandfather from the Philippines came out, so I always remember that because even though we didn't get many presents, he was there, and shortly after that he passed away, so that's the best memory I've had of Christmas.
Same for me. I mean, it's like I've got a big family, so we kind of turned Christmas into just like we create a family adventure. So we go bowling, or we have family game night, or we're totally getting away from the present thing, and we just make sure to like create a memory. So we're trying to do something fun without, and the kids are cool with it. Like they actually have way more fun going, swimming, or like we'll get a hotel room and we'll all go just swimming and veg out and do crazy stuff, and they have more fun doing that than actually opening up the presents. So they want to do that now. Yeah.
It's so busy, like opening every present and then take it in.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, it was one of those things where my dad was a major in the Marine Corps. My mom was a cop. Discipline was instantaneous. Quiet was the order of the house.
Wow.
If you don't hear us, don't call our names from another room. So Christmas morning, it was a struggle for us because we're super excited. And I can remember sitting right outside my mom and dad's door, knowing that death was on the other side if I was too loud. And sitting there with my little brother, Steve, you think they're awake yet? Are they awake? No, I don't know if they're awake. Should we knock yet? It's 3 a.m. Get to be here, Santa. Look, there's presents under the tree. And I thought that, like, I was dying, the intensity. And now, I hear my kids outside the same damn door doing the same thing. And for me, it's kind of full circle. And we get up and everybody talks about the presents, but we do readings and we do a lot in reference to the Bible. Why Christmas started, what the purpose is. And it's not about what you get, it's about how you should live your life. So that's kind of it's a full circle, kind of fun moment for my family and I. So I guess that's my.
That's good.
Are we going